Companies spend millions engineering the perfect customer journey, from targeted ad buys to seamless brand messaging, only to lose the transaction in the final moments. For years, executive leadership has viewed website load times as a purely technical metric, a box for the IT department to check off at the end of a build. There is a common assumption that if the site looks great and the links work, the digital infrastructure is sound. But that mindset fails to account for the reality of internet economics. A sluggish digital experience acts as a compounding penalty on every dollar you put into your business. When load times increase, the efficiency of your digital spend begins to erode, creating a gap between the audience you pay for and the audience that actually arrives. Look at a standard corporate profit and loss statement. Every software subscription, every ad spend, and every operational cost is meticulously tracked. But there is a glaring omission. You will never see a line item for the revenue loss to a slow-loading web page. This hidden cost quietly degrades the performance of highly scrutinized investments, like content creation teams and digital sales funnels. Because this loss isn't recorded as a direct expense, it evades boardroom scrutiny, allowing the leak to continue indefinitely. To see exactly how this leak happens, we have to start at the very beginning of the customer journey, the search engine. Google uses a set of metrics called Core Web Vitals as an algorithmic gatekeeper, actively grading your digital infrastructure before a user ever sees it. This chart shows what happens when you fail that grade. Organic search rankings drop natively, while the cost per click for paid ads artificially inflates. This diagnostic dashboard shows a perfect technical baseline. A 100 out of 100 performance score guarantees that search engines won't throttle your visibility. Down here, the total blocking time rests at exactly 0 milliseconds, ensuring the site code doesn't interrupt the user experience. Through these algorithmic penalties, a slow website costs a business real money before a potential customer even has the chance to click your link. Now, consider the exact moment a user does click that link and waits for the page to render. The modern consumer expects absolute zero digital friction. A hanging screen lasting just a few hundred milliseconds causes human patience to evaporate instantly. In economic terms, your bounce rate is the direct percentage of hard-earned traffic that simply closes the tab out of frustration. For the users who do tolerate the initial wait, sluggish checkout pages erode brand trust and correlate directly with abandoned shopping carts. Technical latency acts as a direct tax on customer trust, driving down your final conversion rates. If latency is actively destroying revenue, why do enterprise businesses allow their sites to remain slow? Historically, web development forced a compromise, a constant tug of war between rich features, like high-resolution images and tracking plugins, and fast load times. The only way to fix it was through continuous, highly expensive manual intervention by teams of specialized developers. Maintaining enterprise-grade speed meant draining an enterprise-grade IT budget on constant maintenance. Executives accepted the latency tax because the manual labor required to eliminate it was deemed too expensive and time-consuming. That zero-sum game between speed and rich features has now been broken by automation. AI-powered platforms can now automate the technical heavy lifting required for speed, handling optimizations that once required weeks of manual coding through a single integration. This complex back-end optimization is now achieved through a standardized integration using a basic API key. This dashboard shows the automated mechanics operating behind the scenes, handling processes like static caching and image compression without human input. The compounding result across all devices is striking, particularly on mobile, where this site now scores a 97 out of 100 for performance. Enterprise-grade website performance has shifted from being a continuous manual labor cost to an automated asset. As a business leader, you can't afford to let technical friction dictate your revenue ceiling. This report shows an optimized, frictionless digital environment ready for scale, holding a grade A and a 99% performance rating. The old reliance on slow, expensive developer dependency has been replaced by frictionless, automated deployment. Removing technical friction means more existing traffic reaches your checkout page, allowing the same marketing budget to generate a higher volume of successful conversions. Business leaders who treat technical performance as a revenue lever rather than a maintenance task position themselves to capture the full economic value of every visitor.